Oh, good morning. My software used to be set up where it would do a 3-2-1, and then I changed that setting, and now I always forget. And so click the button, and I'm instinctively waiting for it to say 3-2-1. Good morning. It is 6:28 a.m. on Thursday, December 1st, 2016. I am Christiana Ellis, and I just got up. This is 5 more minutes. So, 2 nights in a row now, um, uh, staying up late. Last night it was because of so many levels, but it was so fun. It was a big session for the party, big climactic stuff happening, and it was just so fun to run. So if anyone's interested, the YouTube version is already up. I'll be working on the audio version, and then of course, if you want to get caught up from the beginning, the entire archive from the beginning is available on this YouTube channel as so many levels, and the audio podcast version too, and everything's at christianaellis.com, where we're playing live Dungeons and Dragons. Do you guys know that already? I'm a little fuzzy. I need some caffeine. So, December, huh? Feel like fall has definitely passed quickly for me. But I guess that's the nature of things, right? Time passing is often subjective. Uh, Tomorrow, I'm taking a half day at work because I will be flying to California for the holiday party. I think I said that yesterday, didn't I? Ooh, I need to take a nap or something tonight. Um, but um, so I'm finding that I am falling behind in my comic book reading. And it's just it's interesting because, like I've discussed sometimes with television, it's definitely not that I'm not enjoying the comics. And so the idea of buying fewer of them, there's kind of an instinctive rejection of that idea because I don't want to stop experiencing those stories. And yet I'm also finding that just over the course of each week, I am not really making the time to read them. And so that maybe should be an indicator to me that at the very least I should cut back, the number of books that I'm reading just because I had previously read them, and that sort of thing. And I've already kind of scaled that back at some point in earlier this year, um, but I don't know. It's a weird thing to find your hobbies changing, but then again, it's also kind of been always the pattern for me, and I tend to, you know, my interest in things kind of rises and falls like the tide sometimes. Ooh, excuse me, boy, I definitely need some caffeine. Um, uh, uh, yeah, it's definitely something that happens over time, and it's not really anything to worry about. I mean, obviously, if I'm finding other things to keep me entertained, there's no reason to regret that I'm being entertained by one thing over another thing. Um, and in fact, it's almost kind of an opportunity, perhaps, that if I'm not really feeling drawn to read the comics, then maybe I save some money and I don't buy them every week. If I'm not actually making the time. Like, if I am only sitting down to read comics because I'm realizing that my backlog is building up and it's not what I would have chosen to do otherwise, that maybe is something I should take as a sign. Yeah. Um, it's interesting, these sorts of priorities and decisions, though, because they occur subconsciously, right? In the sense of if I have a few free hours and I'm just sitting around and I'm thinking, what do I feel like doing right now? And do I feel like reading those comics? Do I feel like watching some TV or a movie? What about a video game? Which game? And all of those things, you kind of just let yourself, you know, be guided there. But at the same time, I think there's room to shape it somewhat, but also if you're going to do some shaping, you might ask yourself, why? And if the only reason is, oh gosh, I still haven't read last week's comics and now it's this week's comic book week day again, I better hurry and finish reading those so that the backlog doesn't pile up. It's maybe not a good reason to make yourself do something that isn't your first instinct. I don't know. I do still like comics. I'm not going to give them up entirely. But, yeah, maybe I buy fewer of them. I wonder if Civil War II burnt me out a little bit. Anyway, okay. So, I've got to go ahead and get some caffeine in me, take a shower, get ready for work. It's raining again. It's not my favorite kind of weather. But, it's fine. So, I will talk to you guys tomorrow for 5 more minutes.